Hello, and this is Bug S Reviews, doing another Throwback Thursday action figure review. And today I'm going to be doing the Toybiz Giant Man Build-A-Figure. And this Build-A-Figure is great. I mean, it's an old one, but it's still the best Giant Man that any toy manufacturer's ever made. And this one had like a lot of Build-A-Figure pieces. They were sorted odd. Like his feet came separate from his legs, his hands came separate from his arms. And you actually had to open a variant and get a variant to complete this Build-A-Figure. So this is still the best version of Giant Man, in my opinion. So now I'll show him as compared to this Giant Man. This is the new Hasbro Marvel Cinematic Universe Giant Man. And you can tell that the new Giant Man isn't as giant as this Giant Man. I still like him, though. And he scales kind of good with the Marvel Legends 6-inch figures, but what he scales best with are the 3-inch figures, because these are like the correct height, like comic-wise. This is comic accurate, so I like doing that. And this figure is great. I like the collar on it. You can see on his head there's a black wash over it to give it kind of a dirt look. And there's actually a wash all over the figure. Like, it's kind of like a bright red, and then they do a wash of dark red over it, and they do a dry brushing of black over the blue. So I really like it. I think they did good on his head sculpt, too. They even colored him a glimmer of light in his eyes. That's how good they did with the paint on this figure. And my only complaint is, like, all these lines on his suit, like right here on his gloves and boots, they're just painted on. And I would have preferred them to be sculpted, but then they couldn't have broken his feet up from his legs. Well, I suppose they could have just made it turn up here, but still. And this thing has great articulation. Like, he even has articulation in his fingers. Each one of them moves back and forth, except for his thumb. And he has the toe articulation. So this toy was really good, and it had great articulation and paint detail and everything, even though it was a Build-A-Figure. Because I know sometimes Build-A-Figures don't get as much paint as the normal 6-inch action figures. So this toy still holds up even today, because it was released in 2005, so still, this is a great toy and it holds up today. So we'll go over his articulation. He has a swivel head that moves up that far and down that far, and it can move side to side just a little bit. I love this. He has butterfly shoulder joints to give him more range of motion with his shoulders. He has a ball jointed shoulder, as well as a swivel, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, swivel at not quite the wrist, the forearm, swivel wrist, finger articulation. It's the same on both sides. I just still love this butterfly joint right here. He has an ab crunch that can move back very far and down very far. He has a swivel waist, ball jointed hips that can move, well, he can do a split. And now I'm just going to do the articulation for this leg, because this one does that if you try to move it. I just don't want it to break since it is this old. So he has a ball jointed hip that can move back that far, or up that far, and back that far. Double jointed knee, like shin articulation, not quite the ankle. An ankle rocker, swivel at the ankle, and he has swivel toes. So this toy is really great, and it's held up to the test of time. I really like that. And some of his joints, just because it's that old, have gotten a little loose, like you can see, kind of does that. But still, he can still be posed, and he can still stand up. And with a lot of Build-A-Figures, I do find that they're hard to stand up if they're big. And this toy is bigger than most of the Build-A-Figures today, and I still like it, you know, because the paint is good, the detail is good, and the articulation. I really love the articulation. Because even on Build-A-Figures, some articulation, they drop the articulation in favor of like collar or sculpt or something like that. But this is the whole package. So I would highly recommend this figure. It's really great. So that was my review. And if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And I'll be back next week with another Throwback Thursday review. Thanks for watching.